Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So this speed build is a very special one because it's actually part of a really big group collab that the amazing KAMILA has put together. So if you guys don't know who KAMILA is, basically she's an amazing Sims content creator who I've actually collabed with before in the past. So we've done a one-on-one collab as well as another really big group collab that we did earlier this year for Earth Day. And I will have both of those videos linked up on the screen and probably in the description as well. But basically this is a really big group collab called Sims Tales, and the whole idea behind this collab is that we were all supposed to build something that's built around some sort of story or fairy tale, or you know, something like that we grew up with, maybe something from a show, anything like that. And a lot of us are actually building something that's Christmassy themed or that's wintry themed because it's just kind of appropriate for the part of the year that we're in. But I've decided to do something a little bit different. So my build isn't built around a story or anything like that, because where I'm from we don't really have like Christmas tales or like Christmas like stories or anything like that. It's not something that I don't even think we have in my country, or at least nothing that my family ever told me about. But yeah, I decided to do something a little bit different, and instead of doing a really snowy kind of like Christmassy type of build, I decided to do like the complete opposite. So it's still a Christmas build, but it's a beach house, because I decided to do something that is a little bit more representative of a like traditional like southern hemisphere Christmas. So in case you all didn't know, I do live in the southern hemisphere. I live in South Africa. So where I am, it's currently like we're almost in summer basically. Technically we think of the beginning of December as like the start of summer. So yeah, it's literally summer where I am right now, and usually when Christmas rolls around, it's super hot. It's like you don't want to sit in front of a fireplace drinking hot chocolate. You just want to be outside in like a pool or in the ocean or like anywhere outside that you can cool down, because it's really hot usually around Christmas. So yeah, that's what I decided to do. And as you'll see, we did start the build off in Windenburg. I did want to make it fit into like the island area of Windenburg, but then I decided, you know what? Let's go totally tropical with this build, and I moved it to Sulani. So I moved it from a 30 by 20 lot onto a 40 by 30 lot. But the house isn't all that much bigger on this lot, honestly. I expanded it a tiny bit. But most of the lot, like the rest of the area that just basically is empty right now, is going to end up being landscaping. So I just go a little bit crazy with landscaping. I do cut some of that out because it's very repetitive and I was spinning the camera around a lot just looking at everything. But yeah, so a little bit more about this collab. So like I said, it's basically supposed to be a collab around different stories, different, you know, ideas and fairy tales and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people that I've seen some sneak peeks of what the other creators in this collab have done. They've built some really amazing things, to the point where I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't try and think of something more original with my build, or like more like bigger and grand, because some of the builds that I've seen, actually most of them, all of the ones that I've seen anyway, have all been like really intricate and big and very just something that I don't think I've ever attempted on my own. So yeah, it all looks amazing. So down below in the description you'll find a Google Doc link with all of our information in it, as well as a like playlist, a YouTube playlist that you can just click on to watch everyone's videos. So all of us are YouTubers, so everything will be up on YouTube, and there's actually, including myself, there's 12 of us. So we have obviously KAMILA, who organized this whole thing. We have Carrie Sims, Tommy Lynn, Erin with a Y, Miss Unfortunate, Ava Rotke, The Sim Stream, me, Magpie Cliff, Fanta Sims, Julia Builds, and Jess Hearts. Now I do apologize if I've mispronounced anyone's names, because that does tend to happen. But yeah, I just wanted to read you all their names, and like I said, the Google Doc link will be in the description with everyone's channel links, as well as their social media links as well, and then you'll have the playlist link with everyone's videos in it. So that's probably what I'm gonna spend the rest of my like Friday night doing, is watching everyone's videos, because I am recording this like an hour and a half before it's supposed to go up if I want to upload at my like normal time. So yeah, I'm cutting it a little bit close with this one. But yeah, so if you're new to the channel and you have come through from some of the other creators' channels, or this is just the first video of mine you're watching, then I'm sorry that the start of the voiceover has been all over the place. My voiceovers do tend to be a little like all over the place. But anyway, so I should probably introduce myself a little bit, although you probably already know a lot about me just from the start of this. But I'm Chrissie, I'm from South Africa like I mentioned, and here on the channel we do mostly speed builds. I do some creator sims and mod overviews, patch overviews, news types of videos, stuff like that occasionally, but I mostly focus on speed builds here on the channel, and I mostly do the Sims 4. Usually I do mostly Sims 4, but I also do Sims 2 as well, you know, every now and then. And then I've also recently gotten back into the Sims 3. So I never used to build in the Sims 3. I did play it from the time it came out, but I never like got into building in it. But recently I started, you know, really going at it and like decorating and trying building and stuff like that in the Sims 3 as well. So I have been posting some Sims 3 videos as well here on the channel, and yeah, currently that's kind of what I'm spending most of my time doing, if I'm being completely honest, is like playing the Sims 3, which is weird. But when you play the Sims 4 as much as I do, or as much as other content creators do, where it's not just a hobby, it's not just something that we do to unwind. A lot of us actually do this daily to make content, to, you know, for some of us, like for me, it's a source of income. So we do it a lot. We do it basically daily, and we're always like thinking about making content, what we want to create, what we can create, everything like that. So for me, when you do, like when you play one game that much, you tend to get a little bit burned out on it, if I'm being completely honest, and you kind of just want to like focus on something else for a tiny bit to kind of like refresh your creativity. And this build was actually the first one that I've done in The Sims 4 in like maybe 2 weeks, which for me, that's a lot. For me, that's a really long time to go between like building sessions in The Sims 4. So yeah, it was kind of weird going back, and I've gotten a little bit more used to like the Sims 3 controls and the Sims 3 buy and build mode. So I was kind of confused as to where everything was, if I'm being completely honest, which yeah, it's also why this video is a little bit longer than my videos normally tend to be. Because normally when I build, I already know where everything is, and I know what I want to use and where to find everything and all of that stuff. But with this one, I kind of like had to look around for some things a little bit longer than it would normally have taken me. And I also just did a ton of decorating with this build to make it as Christmassy as possible. So yeah, I did spend quite a long time on just manually decorating everything. So yeah, you'll see that probably in like the rest of the interior especially. But so for those of you that don't know, that aren't familiar with what a typical like Southern Hemisphere Christmas would look like, and I say typical, I just mean typical for like my family and my friends growing up. You know, I know what their families have done, you know, Christmas time and all of that stuff. So yeah, if you don't know what we usually do around this time of year, it's basically, it's not all that different from what I know that my like Northern Hemisphere friends do. But basically we still decorate, we still have like Christmas trees, all of that stuff, and most of our decorations are very like wintry themed, because it's just the, I guess, more like well known, I guess, if that makes sense, like style of decorating. So a lot of our decorations are still like tinsel and, you know, garlands and lights, obviously ornaments, everything like that. And you can find trees that look like they have fake snow on them, you know, garlands and stuff like that that look like they have fake snow on them. So you can decorate very like wintry, if that makes sense, if you really wanted to. But it just, we don't really have like summer Christmas decorations, if that makes sense. At least not that I've ever seen. So that might just be me. You might, you know, be familiar with some summery Christmas decorations, and yeah, they might look totally different. But for me personally, I've never seen like specifically summer Christmas decorations. A lot of the stuff is just basically very like northern hemisphere, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that's basically what our decorations usually look like. They're very similar to what the rest of you all do in like the north. But then for our Christmas traditions, they do tend to be a little bit different because, yeah, we can't really hang out in front of the fireplace and drinking hot chocolate and snuggling up during like Christmas or Christmas Eve because it's usually super hot. You know, Christmas Eve, when we open our presents usually on like Christmas Eve, not Christmas morning. So usually Christmas Eve, when we're opening our presents, we'll do like either a bunch of like snack foods, like finger foods, or we'll actually just have a braai. And just basically, for those of you that don't know, a braai is like a barbecue, if that makes sense. Only don't ever tell a South African that what they're doing is holding a barbecue, because we're very like protective of our braais. At least most people that I've like talked to are. But anyway, so we'll do that and we'll just, you know, hang out, open presents. Usually we do a lot of this like outside. We'll like barbecue or braai outside and just open presents, and yeah, it's just a very like relaxed thing. Maybe we'll have a few drinks, you know, hang out with the family or friends or whoever you're with. And then on Christmas Day, we'll usually either like not do anything. We'll just stay at home and like freak out and like just stay in bed all day, because that's usually what we do, especially if you get a little too like festive, I say in air quotes, on Christmas Eve. So you're kind of hungover on Christmas Day. That does happen a lot. But anyway, so usually on Christmas Day, we'll either just do that, or we'll go to maybe like the beach or something. Or if you have a pool, then just stay at home and use your pool, because usually it's very hot. So going and doing something outdoors is usually a lot of like what we do around that time. And then for me personally, for me and my family, my birthday is actually on the 26th of December, so right after Christmas. So usually on my birthday growing up, we were, or not we, but my family were usually either like very like worn out from having a bunch of things going on Christmas, or we were all just kind of hungover. Now that I've gotten like older and I can be, but basically, yeah, so my birthday usually around that time. Usually I think a lot of, I don't know if America calls the 26th Boxing Day, or if that's just like a UK thing. I know we call it Boxing Day here in South Africa as well, although I don't think I've ever heard any of my friends call it that. But technically on our calendars it's marked as Boxing Day. But yeah, so those days are usually just very chill. Usually we'll do something like at home, play board games, you know, just chill out, or maybe we'll go for like a walk or something very outdoorsy if the weather permits it. But usually around Christmas time, like I said, it's very hot. Sometimes it can be a little bit windy here where I live specifically. But honestly, if you've lived in like the Cape area for any part of your life or any like stretch of time, you know that at this point you kind of just get used to the wind, and you kind of like just do whatever you want anyway, because if you want to put off your plans to a time where it's not windy, then you're going to be waiting a very, very long time. So yeah, you just do whatever you want, whether it's windy or not. But yeah, that's basically what a typical like South African Christmas looks like. A lot of drinking and a lot of food. Basically, it's just the whole like it's basically a lot of our culture in general over here is just drinking and food. Drinking, food, and some really terrible Afrikaans music, if I'm being completely honest. I hate Afrikaans music, but that's just a personal thing. But anyway, so in case you didn't know anything about what our Christmases look like, now you do. I hope that wasn't super boring for any of you that don't really care about that kind of stuff, but yeah, I just thought I would mention it. So yeah, back to this build, because I haven't talked about the build like at all. We've already done like the interior, we've already done the bathrooms. I did cut those out, But we've already done the living room and we're working on the kitchen right now, and this is actually a 2-bedroom house. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, so there's one like not public bathroom, but like guest bathroom. That's actually a full bathroom. It has a shower, toilet and a sink. And then we also have the master ensuite that has a shower tub, and then obviously toilet, sink, all of that stuff. And then I furnished the interior of the house to be very like family oriented kind of. It looks very like warm and festive and just bright. I used a ton of decorations and lights and everything. But I decorated the bedrooms to be for like either a single parent, 2 parents, whatever. And then also for maybe like a teenager. I didn't put in any kids' toys, so that's the only reason why I didn't think it would be for a child. But you can have a child sim in there if you wanted to, obviously. But I just thought it would be for a teenager because I did also give them their own laptop and everything like that as well. So yeah, that's just why I was thinking, you know, more teenager-ish, maybe a young adult if that's what, you know, the family that you play with. But yeah, like I said, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and then obviously the lot is very big. So there's a ton of like not empty space, but like open space that if you wanted to delete some of the landscaping, you could easily expand this house. And then you could obviously add a second floor as well if that's something you wanted to do. I just made it 1 story because it looked better to me, and I knew what I wanted to do with the roofing and all of that stuff. So yeah, I just kept it 1 story, and I did play around with a bunch of platforms because I'm still not over them and I still love using them in literally everything that I do. So yeah, the whole build is basically up on a like 2-step foundation, like 2 height foundation, and then a bunch of platforms on top of it. But you'll have seen that when I was actually building it. But anyway, so we've moved on to the master bedroom. And I actually used that green bed from Seasons that I don't think I've ever used in like any one of my builds. I might be wrong. I might have used it maybe like once or twice when Seasons first came out. But I can't remember ever using that bright green bed. And I thought, you know what, it fits kind of with the whole color scheme of this build. I wanted to go for a very like green, red and yellow color scheme. Very like Christmassy colors. And I even managed to use this light green, almost minty kind of brick on the exterior and on the interior. So I used a bunch of that like exposed painted brick on the interior, and then just a bunch of darker woods because I was thinking about using like a lighter wood color or maybe like combining the woods. But then, you know what, I just decided that I like the dark wood. I mean, the kids' bedroom does have a lighter wood paneling accent instead of like the dark wood. But I really like all of the dark woods that I used, and of course I used a bunch of different packs and I didn't limit my pack usage at all. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind if you want to download this. But I definitely used a bunch of things from Seasons because obviously it has a bunch of decorations and like seasonally appropriate items. And I also used a bunch of things from the free holiday pack, and I think I used a bunch of things from Eco Lifestyle as well, and maybe like Get Famous or something. I know the living room couch is from Get Famous, but I also used a couch from Tiny Living. So yeah, I don't know. I used a bunch of different packs in this build, honestly. I just also I used a bunch of Snowy Escape because, like I said, still not over that pack. Still kind of on the like new pack hype from that, even though it has been quite a few weeks since that has released and I've built a lot with that pack. But I still love the items. The items are items that I can see myself using, not just in Japanese builds. So yeah, that's something that's really great and something I'm always excited about when we get new packs that are versatile. So yeah, I used a bunch of different packs basically. But anyway, if you want to download this build, it will be up on the gallery under my gallery ID, which is ChrissieYT. Or you can also search for hashtag ChrissieYT. And I will have all of that information in the description, as well as a direct download link to the online gallery website if you want to download it that way. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed how this build turned out, and if you did, give the video a like and be sure to check out everyone else's videos as well, that, like I said, that I will have linked in the description. And if you like this video, give it a like, and if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, Feel free to hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. But I also wanted to mention that I do have channel memberships set up here on the channel, so if you want to get some extra content, some behind the scenes content, some like exclusive content and videos as well, check out that link that I will have in the description, and I hope to see some of you guys over there on my like members tab to join our little cosmic corner of the internet. So yeah, I hope you're all having a great day, and I will talk to you on my very next video. Bye everyone.